and everyone in the whole wide world in hats. People may stare at you, but at least you're happy. When I was staying in the institution, I once stole all the dessert trays. When asked why, I told them, I don't want to eat the dinners because I found out the morgue is right next to the kitchen. Now, if you ask me, that's just poor planning, isn't it? Well, mind you, I was pretty medicated at the time, so it might have not actually been the morgue. It could have been just old people sleeping. Whether they were dead or not, I don't know. All I know is it smelled like death, and which made me really upset, so I just imagined them all in hats. When I was in the psych ward, someone suggested I get a hobby, so I took up stamp collecting. One time I was looking for this certain stamp. It had been recalled, though. It had a picture of George W. Bush on it. But apparently they would not stick to the envelope, and they did a lot of research to find out why. Apparently people were spitting on the wrong side. I'm a little tired of all those blonde jokes. Blondes are really intelligent, and I'm blonde, and I've come up with a few inventions myself. Glow-in-the-dark sunglasses, pedal-powered wheelchair, and my favorite, the solar-powered flashlight. Who says you can't come up with anything practical in the psych ward? So, there's a lot of name-calling for people with mental illness, like there's such as crazy, insane, or reject. But I think the worst one of all is when someone calls you Britney Spears. Ever since I was a little girl, I wish I could be a Barbie doll. If I were one, I think I'd be Mental Institute Barbie. I'd come with a pink straitjacket, a portable loony bin playhouse, and a hat. Now you're thinking, how's that any different from the Britney Spears doll? Well, I'll tell ya. Well, Mental Institute Barbie would not be bald, would come with underwear, and the head wouldn't be hollowed out. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Angie Davis.
Angie Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at that. Suffering from schizophrenia and extreme cuteness. What an amazing combination. Oh, by the way, Angie went for auction at $1,100. So, I thought that was so sweet when she said, growing up, I've always wanted to be a Barbie doll. And I was like, hey, Dow. Thank you. Some people,
Oh, that's sweet. And you can be one if you try hard enough, mister.
That's how I imagine all of you talk. In my mind's eye, you all sound like transvestites when you chat with me. I don't know why. But enough about how my parents met. It's time to bring up your next guest. Some of you are just like, whoa, how did he train these students? All right, here are words you should never do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next guest. Once again, Angie Davis, ladies and gentlemen. I'll bring an applause for Angie Davis. That is fantastic. All right. Your next guest, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, very, very funny comic. This fella, when he started with the program 12 weeks ago, it was very funny because he was telling us all these wonderful stories about what he had done. And there you go. There's your cell phone. You should answer that immediately. That's the most important thing. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a round of applause for Vancouver's worst drug dealer? That's, call me at the events. Nobody will know. But as I was saying, instead of your next comic, he would tell us all these wonderful stories about what it was like. And I said, "You've got to tell that on stage." And he was like, "All right." And then he'd go on stage and he would try to tell his jokes and everything like that. And he would always blank out and he would get nervous. And I go, "You don't have to be nervous about anything. It's just like you're talking to a buddy." And he goes, "But my buddies are jerks." Oh, that's not going to work out at all. But the audience will love you, and you're going to love him. Ladies and gentlemen, here to entertain you and make you laugh and love. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage, Mr. Brent Reed!
Hi, I'm Brent Reed. Yeah, about 10 years ago, I thought the TV was talking to me. So that started my life in the mental health community. So people said, these guys are going to make you normal. So off to the psych ward, where the first thing they did was take all my clothes. Give me half a dress to wear, tell me to walk around the hospital with my ass hanging out. If that's normal, I'll take crazy any day. At least with crazy, you get pants. So the shrink asked me what's going on. I said, well, I think the TV's talking to me. He goes, what'd you do then? I said, well, I ripped off all my clothes and tried to chase Oprah around. He said, well, that's not so bad. I said, yeah, but the guys at Future Shop were freaked out. That's when the guys in the little white truck came along and said, okay, son, you're coming with us. I said, okay, I'll go with you guys as long as there's no anal probe like those aliens last week. So then the TV was talking to me again. I was talking to George Bush, and he was trying to convince me of weapons of mass destruction. I said, hey, George, I'm crazy. I'm not stupid. So on to the psych ward again, where they give you this Haldol stuff, and it makes your lip hang down like that, and your tongue hang out like that. Then they give you soup to eat. I couldn't have looked more crazy if I was trying to eat the soup with a fork. So I'm home with a $40 dry cleaning bill, and so I was tapped, so I asked Larry King for a job. I said, how about a job, Larry? He says, hey, it's going to involve Metamucil, Viagra, and be naked. I said, if I took that job, I'd have to check myself into the psych ward. I actually escaped from the psych ward once. They sent the cops after me, and they brought me back. But it was a learning experience. I did learn how to order Chinese food from handcuffs. Actually, the psych ward wasn't too bad sometimes. Before this, I took a company from nothing to 1.5 million. All I got was stress and anxiety. In the loony bin, I finished weaving a basket, and I got a standing ovation. Who's crazy, eh? So then they put me in this halfway house and they made me bake cookies all day. I thought, great, now I'm Betty Crocker and my ass is still hanging out. And why am I still wearing this dress? Oh yeah, one tip about the psych ward, don't laugh when the shrink falls on his ass. You'll be threatened with 10,000 volts. Eventually everything worked out. I got a disability pension and a housing subsidy and everything was fine, but I did slip in the mental health office once about the TV, but I had a box of straws ready for that damn soup. Thank you, I'm Brent Reed.
That was Brent Reed, ladies and gentlemen. Brent Reed. That was wonderful. And we just found out this afternoon Brent has been named Future Shop Employee of the Month. Who knew? You know what I love the most about Brent is one of the kindest souls you ever meet. He's such a sweetheart. And I love the fact that he does this set, I don't know if anybody could hear, but as he's walking off, he's like, how was that? And I was like, he had 300 people screaming and cheering and applauding. And he's just like, hey, and I didn't even have to bake cookies. So there you go. So Brent Reed, once again, ladies and gentlemen. Great job, Brent Reed. That was wonderful. Super. Your next guest, ladies and gentlemen, this young lady, this is so funny. This is wonderful. This young lady, there's been a few times in the class where she said things like, she said, I don't feel like going on stage today. I'm a little bit nervous. I said,